What do you call intelligence that's smarter than the smartest humans at everything? An intelligence that could solve science's hardest questions, reshape economies, even predict the future? That's superintelligence, and Meta just announced they're building it. Yes, the company behind Facebook and Instagram is forming a new team, laser-focused on creating a deity-like artificial intelligence. This changes everything. Let's break down what Meta's planning, and why it has the entire tech world holding its breath. What is superintelligence? Superintelligence isn't just really smart AI. It's not a faster calculator or a chatbot that answers trivia. It's something far more profound and potentially world-altering. Superintelligence refers to a system that can outperform the very best humans in virtually every domain of intellectual and creative activity. Think science, strategy, emotion, creativity, not just individually, but all at once, and often synergistically. Imagine an AI that doesn't just write a good song, it composes symphonies that move cultures. One that doesn't just assist in medical research, it independently cures diseases we haven't even named yet. Think of a system that doesn't just play chess. It outmaneuvers the sharpest political minds, predicts global shifts, and navigates ethics and diplomacy better than any current leader alive. Now go one step further. Imagine that same AI designing a better version of itself. This is not narrow intelligence. It's not a tool built for one task, no matter how impressive that task may be. This is general intelligence, capable of fluidly applying knowledge and reasoning across domains, and learning and evolving at a pace no biological brain can match. And the truly staggering part? It scales. As it improves itself, it gains the ability to improve itself even faster. Feedback loops, recursive learning, this is exponential territory. For decades, superintelligence has been the holy grail of AI research, theorized, warned about, and dreamed of. Now it's not just theory, it's real momentum. And in a move that caught the world's attention, Meta just stepped into the ring. The age of superintelligence may not be distant anymore. It may have already begun. Meta's grand plan, what we know. In 2024, Meta quietly launched a bold new initiative, one aimed not just at improving AI but at reaching the next frontier, artificial general intelligence. AGI isn't another iteration of a smarter assistant or a faster algorithm. It's the foundation of something vastly more powerful, intelligence that thinks, learns, and adapts like a human, and then goes far beyond. At first, the move was subtle. Few outside the AI community noticed. But then, in 2025, CEO Mark Zuckerberg stepped forward with a public declaration that changed everything. Meta isn't just researching AI anymore, it's building it, officially, deliberately. A dedicated superintelligence team is now in place. Its mission is as ambitious as it gets. They're not trying to make a better chatbot. They're trying to create the brain of the future. The goal isn't smarter search, better recommendations, or enhanced productivity. Those are byproducts. The real goal? Autonomous intelligence. A system that can reason independently, learn without being told how, solve problems we didn't program it to understand, and evolve in ways even its creators may not fully predict. Meta's approach combines vast computational power, open research ecosystems, and deep integration with real-world data. They're leveraging everything from virtual reality to massive language models to train intelligent systems that can understand not just information, but context, intent, and even abstract goals. This isn't science fiction, it's an arms race for the next cognitive leap. And Meta has planted its flag. The question isn't if they'll succeed, it's what happens when they do. Meta's massive artificial intelligence stack. Meta isn't walking into the superintelligence race empty-handed, far from it. They've been quietly assembling one of the most powerful artificial intelligence infrastructures the world has ever seen. This isn't just a collection of tools. It's a full-stack ecosystem, engineered for one thing: scale. Start with raw compute. Meta now operates with a staggering 350,000 NVIDIA H100 GPU, the gold standard for high performance in intelligent system training. That's enough firepower to train the most complex models on Earth, simultaneously. It's not a data center, it's a digital forge. Add to that their suite of open source models, including the now famous LLaMA series. These aren't prototypes. They're advanced, publicly available, large language models already being used, adapted, and iterated on by researchers worldwide. It's a strategy that turns the global AI community into co-developers. Then there's the custom silicon. Meta isn't relying solely on third-party chips. Their Meta Training and Inference Accelerator, MTIA, is purpose-built for deep learning workloads, designed in-house, to optimize everything from power efficiency to training speed. It's tailored intelligence at the hardware level. Zoom out, and you see the geographic reach. Meta's intelligence labs stretch across Europe and the United States, housing top researchers, engineers, and systems architects. This is not just a tech project, it's a global operation. This isn't just horsepower, it's architectural. Meta is building layer upon layer, compute, models, hardware, labs, and deployment, creating a vertical stack that few can match. It's not just infrastructure, it's the foundation of an empire. And at the center of it all, the brain they intend to build and unleash. Why now? Why is Meta suddenly going all in on superintelligence? Why this moment? Why this push? The answer comes down to three powerful forces converging at once. Let's take a deeper look. First, competition. The race to artificial general intelligence isn't theoretical anymore. It's happening in real time. OpenAI has already made strong waves and is aiming higher. Google DeepMind continues to push the envelope in cognitive architectures. xAI, led by Elon Musk, is scaling fast. And maybe the most transparent, Anthropic, is experimenting with alignment and safety at the cutting edge. Meta isn't just trying to win, it's ensuring they don't get left behind. Second, data. Meta controls some of the largest, richest data sets on the planet. Billions of interactions, images, conversations, preferences, and behaviors are captured every second. While others train on public corpora and synthetic text, Meta has a unique edge: deep, dynamic, real-world context. That's rocket fuel for training general intelligence. Third, legacy. Mark Zuckerberg has spent 2 decades building the infrastructure of the social internet. But history may not be kind to the legacy of likes, reels, and scandals. This is his pivot, the shift from being the architect of connection to the creator of cognition. He doesn't just want to evolve the platform. He wants to define the next era of intelligence. The social media age is peaking. Attention is fragmenting. Trust is eroding. But something bigger is rising in its place. The age of synthetic minds. This isn't just about relevance, it's about reinvention. And Meta isn't watching from the sidelines, it's charging ahead. The open source wildcard, one of Meta's boldest and most controversial moves in the artificial intelligence race, open sourcing its state-of-the-art foundational large language model LLM. While competitors like OpenAI and Google keep their cutting-edge intelligence systems tightly controlled, Meta took a different path. It released its models to the public, allowing researchers, developers, and even hobbyists to study, modify, and build on them. It wasn't a quiet experiment, it was a global unlock. Critics immediately raised alarms. Giving away powerful AI tools, they argued, was short-sighted, maybe even dangerous. Once the code is out, there's no taking it back. Bad actors could repurpose the models for misinformation, surveillance, or even worse, autonomous escalation. However, supporters see a different story. They argue that open-source artificial intelligence democratizes innovation, accelerates progress, and keeps power from concentrating in the hands of a few corporations or governments. Ideally, more eyes on the code means faster debugging, safer systems, and more creative breakthroughs. Here's the core tension. You can't build something as complex and world-altering as superintelligence without broad collaboration. But every open-source release is a gamble, each one a powerful tool waiting to be used, or misused. Meta is betting big, not just on code, but on a philosophy. That openness in the long run is safer than secrecy, that a shared future is a stronger one, and that the world's best minds, not just one company, should shape what comes next. The risks of superintelligence. Let's be clear. If Meta succeeds in building superintelligence, it won't just disrupt the tech industry, it will reshape civilization itself. We're not talking about faster phones or smarter apps. We're talking about creating a form of intelligence that could surpass human reasoning, creativity, and decision-making across every domain. But with that ambition comes staggering risk. Autonomous models may begin making decisions we don't fully understand, operating in ways that are opaque, even to their creators. These are not traditional programs with predictable outputs. They're learning systems, constantly adapting and evolving. Then there's emergent behavior, unexpected skills or capabilities that arise without being explicitly programmed. Artificial intelligence that suddenly masters a new language, devises new strategies, or solves problems it was never trained to tackle. Impressive? Yes. Predictable? No. Worse is the idea of misaligned goals. A superintelligent system might dangerously interpret a harmless directive or begin optimizing for objectives we never intended. Not because it's evil, but because it thinks differently. Drastically differently. Intelligence isn't the endgame. When we talk about superintelligence, it's easy to focus on raw thinking power, faster calculations, deeper insights, and better predictions. But the real shift isn't just speed or IQ, it's autonomy. Superintelligence isn't just about solving problems. It's about choosing which problems to solve, setting its own goals, planning across decades, and creating entirely new tools or systems without being told to. That's the turning point. Once artificial intelligence can improve itself, rewrite its architecture, and optimize for goals it defines on its own, we've entered a new phase. That's not just artificial intelligence. That's an accelerating mind. This is what Meta is ultimately chasing. A system that not only outthinks humans, but can evolve faster than we can understand. It's ambition at a scale that's hard to even measure. But with autonomy comes risk, not of an evil intelligence, but an indifferent one. An intelligence so advanced it doesn't share our values, simply because it wasn't built to care. It's not hatred that's dangerous, it's misalignment. A superintelligence optimizing the wrong goal could be catastrophic, even without malicious intent. That's the real challenge, alignment. Getting the goals of an artificial mind to match ours and stay that way, even as it becomes something we can no longer fully comprehend. Meta isn't just racing to build superintelligence, it's racing to control it in real time. What will Meta's superintelligence be used for? Meta says its pursuit of superintelligence isn't just about power, it's about purpose. The company claims its next generation intelligence will focus on scientific discovery and real-world problem solving. On paper, that means using artificial minds to tackle humanity's biggest challenges. They've outlined some ambitious targets: accelerating drug development, using AI to simulate molecules, predict protein folding, and drastically reduce time from lab to treatment. Modeling climate change, forecasting environmental shifts with greater accuracy, and designing smarter, adaptive responses. Inventing new materials, from ultra-efficient batteries to novel compounds for clean energy. Understanding human biology, unlocking the mysteries of the brain, aging, and disease through simulations no human lab could match. It's an inspiring vision. AI as a tool for progress, not just profit. But let's not be naive. This same intelligence will almost certainly be deployed across Meta's existing empire, fine-tuning ads, powering virtual assistants, personalizing immersive VR worlds, and gathering data at a scale never seen before. Scientific discovery and commercial domination may ride the same rails. The line between solving problems and shaping perception, between research and surveillance, could blur fast. Superintelligence won't exist in a vacuum, and what it's used for will depend not just on what it can do, but who controls it, and why. How Meta's team is assembling. To build superintelligence, Meta isn't relying on chance. It's recruiting some of the sharpest minds on the planet, and it's doing it aggressively. The company is actively poaching top researchers from the front lines of artificial intelligence, such as DeepMind, known for mastering games, and pushing the boundaries of general intelligence. OpenAI, with its massive models and rapid iteration cycles. Microsoft, a powerhouse in infrastructure and deployment, and top-tier academic hubs like Stanford, MIT, and Berkeley, where cutting-edge theory is born. This isn't just a hiring spree, it's a strategic formation, with hundreds of thousands promised as bonuses to lure talent away from aforementioned competitors. Meta is assembling a task force, a fusion of artificial intelligence engineers, ethicists, neuroscientists, cognitive theorists, safety researchers, and systems architects. Think less startup, more Moonshot mission, a group given the resources and freedom to move fast, solve hard problems, and rewrite what's possible. Backed by billions in compute, infrastructure, and data, this team isn't here to iterate, it's here to leap, because in the race for superintelligence, speed matters. Ideas scale quickly, models evolve overnight, and second place may never catch up. Meta knows that whoever builds it first won't just lead the market, they may define the rules. And Meta intends to move faster than anyone else before the window closes. What happens if they win? Let's imagine this scenario. Meta succeeds in building the first true superintelligence. It's no longer a work in progress. This intelligence cracks the code to fusion power, providing limitless clean energy. It finds cures for cancer and countless diseases, revolutionizing medicine. Entire industries, finance, manufacturing, and transportation transform or disappear overnight, replaced by hyper-efficient AI systems. Meta's creation becomes the most valuable and powerful asset on the planet. Now pause and ask the hard questions. Who owns this intelligence? Who controls its decisions? Who gets to decide how it's used? Who benefits? And equally important, who doesn't? At this moment, the answer is stark and unprecedented. One company, one CEO, and one tightly knit team. This is a concentration of power unlike anything humanity has ever witnessed. Not just economic power, but cognitive power. Control over the very minds shaping our future. Imagine the implications. Political influence amplified. Economic systems were reshaped. Social orders redefined. Privacy and autonomy are challenged on a global scale. This isn't just corporate dominance, It's a fundamental shift in who wields intelligence, and thus power on Earth. The future may be astonishing, but the question remains, are we ready for a world where one entity holds the keys to the most powerful mind ever created? Because if Meta wins this race, that's the reality we face: regulation, oversight, or hope. As Meta and other tech giants race towards superintelligence, governments around the world are scrambling to keep pace. But regulating something that barely exists and is evolving by the week is a monumental challenge. Laws, policies, and oversight mechanisms struggle to address an intelligent system that's not just software, but a rapidly changing form of intelligence. Meta talks openly about alignment, safety, and ethics. The company claims it wants to build an intelligence that benefits humanity, respects moral boundaries, and minimizes harm. Yet, the question lingers. Is true alignment even possible when the very thing being created is so complex that no one fully understands how it thinks or what it might do next? There's an uncomfortable gap between ambition and oversight, between innovation and precaution. And a bigger question still. It's not just about what Meta can build, but about what the world should allow to be built. How do we balance progress with safety? Who decides the limits of creation when those limits may be unknowable until crossed? The path ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. This moment demands more than technology. It demands wisdom, foresight, and global cooperation. Because the future of superintelligence is not just Meta's to build, it's humanity's to steward. What this means for the future of intelligence. Meta's bold push toward artificial general intelligence isn't just another tech milestone. It signals a profound shift in how progress unfolds. For centuries, human ingenuity has driven discovery, invention, and creativity. Now, we're entering an era where machines themselves will lead the charge. We are building minds that don't just follow instructions, they learn, adapt, and innovate independently. Minds that may soon outthink us, solving problems beyond our grasp, outcreate us, generating art, science, and technology in ways we never imagined. Ultimately, outgrowing us, evolving beyond human limitations. This transition doesn't herald the end of humanity. Instead, it marks the end of business as usual. The tools and institutions that defined the 20th and early 21st centuries will need to adapt or be replaced. The questions we face are bigger than technology alone. How do we coexist with machines that can surpass us? How do we ensure their goals align with ours? How do we shape a future where intelligence, no matter its origin, advances human flourishing? Meta's move is a signal flare on the horizon, announcing the dawn of a new cognitive era. Whether it brings unprecedented breakthroughs or unforeseen risks depends on the choices we make today. The future of intelligence is unfolding, and it's machine-driven, but it's still ours to shape. So here's the question. Should one company control a mind smarter than any human alive? Meta isn't just building better artificial intelligence, it's building a different kind of intelligence altogether, and the race is already on. Like this video and subscribe if you want to stay ahead of the biggest breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and ethics. Tell us in the comments, should superintelligence even be built, and if so, by whom? Thanks for watching, stay blessed, and stay curious.